So haven't gotten this shape. Let me cut this off so that you actually see what I'm doing. I'm going to be cutting this off. Cut this off like this, like so. Cut this like so. Sorry. To avoid confusion. So haven't gotten this shape now. You should have something that looks like this. When you sew from here, this thing will come out like this, and this place will enter inside, like this position like this, and that saturated piece is going to be out like so. So having done this, now we are going to be tracing the needed parts of this peplum out from this skirt. Remember, you're sewing the peplum on top of the skirt. This is not okay. Just guys, continue watching. Just see what I'm going to do. I don't have the transparent paper used for tracing for now. I don't have it for now, but I'm going to use my own method of tracing out my pattern onto a fresh pattern paper. So you can as well learn this from me. If you don't have the transparent tracing paper, you can as well learn this. Okay, so this is it. We are going to be tracing this out. I just hope you guys can see. We're going to be tracing this here, this whole thing now out. We're going to, okay, wherever you see axteris, we are tracing it out, including the darts. We are tracing the darts out. What we don't need now is here. For now, we're not going to be tracing this out, but we'll still do that. So you just, I'm going to be tracing this out now. I'm going to be tracing this out now. Okay, so this is it. Remember to trace out your darts. Please be sure what you're tracing is exactly what you have on your front skirt block. Be sure you're tracing out exactly what you have, okay? So that whenever you're sewing, it's going to fit in perfectly. That's one thing about pattern drafting. Be sure what you're doing is what you have on the bodies where you're going to be fixing what you're tracing. Else, when you're sewing, you're going to be having difficulties with the whole thing. You're going to be finding it difficult to fix it because you find that one part is longer than the other, one part is shorter than the other, and you just get confused along the line. So be sure that you're tracing this out perfectly. If you have your transparent paper for tracing, then you can just place it on top of your skirt, on top of the front skirt block, and then you'll be able to see through. You see through these lines, so you can just do that. But I'm doing this because I don't have that transparent paper for now. If you don't have it, then you can do what I'm doing now. So it's out now. I can see it clearly here, so I'm going to be doing this now. These are the dots. These are the dots. You can use your ruler. Use your ruler to do this. I'm so used to this, so that's why I'm not using ruler. But please be sure you use your ruler to do this. So this is it. Join this from here to this place. Join this from here to this place. Okay, so this is it now. The next thing we are going to be tracing out is the whole of this place. We're going to be tracing this line. We're going to be tracing out the whole of this line. Please guys, I hope you're seeing what I'm doing. We're going to be tracing the whole of this, the whole of this, the whole of this, the whole of this line. Okay, we're going to be tracing the whole of this line, the whole of this line. That is what we're going to be tracing now. Secondly, so let me get into that. If you don't get what I'm saying, just be sure you watch. If you watch the video and concentrate, severally, you understand what I'm saying. And when you're watching, do well to practice or write some things down. Do well to practice, and as well jot down some things so that you can be able to flow when you're doing your own pattern. Okay, this paper isn't enough, so I'm going to be joining it so that I can have enough for what I want to use it for. Alright, so this is it. So like I said, we are tracing out these places now. Be sure you have the exact shape. This is very important. Like, it's very, very important to have this exact shape. It's very important. It's going to make your life a whole lot easier. Like, it's not going to give you any difficulty while sewing. But if you don't have this shape, you find that when you're sewing this, you can even get frustrated and start redrafting a fresh pattern. And by then you must have spoiled your fabric because you've already cut the former pattern of your fabric. So be sure you carefully doing this. Don't mind the way I'm doing this. I'm already used to this, so be sure you're carefully doing this. Okay, be sure you're carefully doing this. And tailoring isn't something you do in a rush. If you're in a rush, don't sew. You're bound to make mistakes. I've noticed it with time, with my experience in tailoring. If you're in a haste, don't sew. You're bound to make mistakes, like terrible mistakes. So if you're in a haste, please do not sew. Be sure you're comfortable. You have your time. It's not like the client needs a clothing in the next day, and you've started today. You said today you want to draft pattern today. You want to iron your hairstyle today. You want to do everything today. You want to still sew today. No, you're a human being. You get tired, and because the person is coming to take the clothes tomorrow, you get tired and you want to continue your tiredness. It doesn't work like that. You're bound to make mistakes. So be sure you do this carefully. Now, having traced this place, we're going to check it out on this piece. Okay, we're going to be checking it out on this piece. I didn't put the dart here. I am going to tell you why also, or you will see why as we continue in this project. You will see why. Now I've traced out this pattern. Be sure to do both the curves where it stops. You can as well put notches so you'll be able to know it. So this is it. This is what I have. Now I'm going to be cutting out this like so. I'm going to be cutting this out like so. I'm going to be cutting this out like so. I don't need this stuff. So. If you don't know how to join papers with tape, please be sure you use the whole full paper that would be enough. Be sure you be using a whole full paper that will be enough. So having done that now, I'm also going to be cutting off the parts that I don't need in this very one. This is it now. Something like this. I hope you guys can see them. We have to get it to just show you this. So taking this off now. Okay, so remember this is the side that sweeps through. Be sure to label so you don't get confused. This is actually the dart that is closer to the center front. Okay, this is the dart that is close to wherever it is. This is the side that is close to the other side. But when you're putting it on your body, so your skirt, be sure to know where each one falls into. Okay, so having done that now, you should be after tracing, you should be having something like